Hello and welcome to Beyond Entertainment, the 2024 podcast coming to you from AIX. We're here once again with Ed Dryden, President of Aircraft Interiors. Ed, welcome back to the podcast.
Thanks, Andy. Looking forward to it.
It's great to come back and see you again another year at AIX. How's the show gone?
Yeah, really good. As you know, bit of a setup. The start of AIX for us this year was announcing Maya with yourself and Ken, which has got incredible reaction. I think what I was looking for from that, similar to yourself, was how do we break that? How do we push the boundary, the paradigm around, bringing products together and actually being more effective, more efficient, and that integration. And all the feedback we've received has been fantastic. People love what they can see. I keep having to say, as I told you, this seat is not for sale. It's about technology. It's about integration. It's more about a process. But I think it's got the reaction we wanted. People are turning their heads and saying, wow, look, when two guys like this can get together, you can do special things, which for me, that's what AIX is about. It's not just selling the next seat or selling the next insert. It's about showcasing where's the industry go? How do we push it forward? And at risk of just taking your entire slot, like sustainability, absolutely huge for us. And again, Maya is a great example of how we can place sustainability and support technological advancements. So
Real materials for Starlight.
We got Starlight, and as I'm sure you know, we were recognized by our peers. We got a Crystal Cabin Award for Starlight.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Do you know, I think it was an important one. Of the ones we entered, as I was discussing with Kate, like the lady who does comms for us, that was the most important one for me because sustainability is so important to us. And that was the product or the process that really addresses sustainability. It looks at, you need a mechanical structure. Well, we would normally make an entire panel, and then there's mechanical support in all locations. Well, that's really inefficient. In any structure, there are load paths. So actually, I mean, you look at a bridge, they're not solid normally, they're frames, they're A-frames, because you build a structure to support the mechanical requirements. We quite literally lay it up using composites and additive manufacturing to form the structure as you want it. Then it's the lightest, it's the most efficient, it uses the least materials. It does then allow you, as we have on Maya, you can start filling the gaps with either materials to block acoustics, or you could use it in a galley and put a heat retaining material in. So then it helps when you're cooling a panel to be, or an area to be more effective. So yeah, absolute step forward, bringing that to aerospace.
What I really liked is we had two technologies, Starlight and Q-Tech.
Yeah.
We had this headphoneless audio system that we wanted to pioneer. But when we bought the Q-Tech with the acoustic dampening and the directional headphoneless audio together in a collaboration, we ended up squaring the result.
Yep, absolutely.
What is the feedback you've had from the public being for these technologies?
Well, exactly to your point. So I'll have to admit, I'm not the biggest fan of the headless headphones for exactly the reasons you said. You get too much ambient noise, you get interrupted. So even if you've got the headphones, there's too much around you. By bringing a product like Q-Tech, where it does literally dampen and take all that sort of disturbing noise out, it allows the headless headphones to become effective. And I think people have been really surprised. I mean, let's be honest, we're not the first to bring headless headphones. We know they're out there, but we're the first to match that up with a sound dampening material in the seat structure, such that people are sitting in it and we're saying, oh, can you hear it, etc., and they can't even hear you. And other people are saying, oh, well, I can hear. And we're like, no, that's the background noise. And they're, oh, what, you're playing something through the headphones? And we're like, yeah. Really? And it's amazing. It's almost like there's a wall there. And people can't see the wall and it blocks the sound, which is what it's meant to do.
I mean, one of the things that we wanted to do at the show here with Maya, with other technologies, yourself as well, I'm sure, is use it as an opportunity to gather the feedback for the customer base. We've had dozens and dozens of customers through the booth. I'm sure you guys have as well. Are you finding you're getting good feedback? What are you hearing from the market?
Yeah, I mean, overall, very positive. But of course, people have got, oh, well, I didn't like this, or I preferred that. And you know, the one thing you and I discussed from the start, and it's almost like we cue the question up. Some people say, oh, the screen's too big. And then we show them, no, you can shrink it down. You don't have to have the film on the full thing. You can have the widgets. You can have the map. So it's people are going to critique it. What I think is smart is we'd already spent a lot of time together discussing what are people not going to like and how do we address that. And you think about the adapt system on it, that's all about being able to tune it to what you want. And obviously, there's a smart tech that you've got where you can put your phone on, it uploads all your information, but how you want to customize that experience, which remember is one of the big things we were talking about, whether it's our kids, they walk into their room and the lights are a certain color and music plays, they have this life that kind of follows them around. Having that adapt system, all of that gets adjusted. So someone's saying, well, I don't like the screen going big, it makes me sick. I'm like, well, that's fine. We put it into your settings, you set it, it's got to stay at, I think, 21.9 for the film, but then you can adjust it as you want. So it was almost as though we queued people up to ask the questions we wanted them to ask because we already had the answers for them. I think what was not obvious, and we've spent a lot of time explaining to people, is it's not, oh, this is a really great big Panasonic screen, or this is a really great Collins seat. What we said is, you got to look beneath the skin. What this truly is advanced digital tech from Panasonic on interfacing and IFE, because that's where they're strongest. And then there's clever systems like IntelliSense, which we do, and the comfort and the adaptability of the seat so it reacts to you. And it's bringing all these systems together, but in an efficient way. Because my background, systems engineer and electronics, and it was about how do you get as much of the system operating on as least functionality or processing power as possible. But of course, what happens developing products separately, if we did all the different systems I described, you get 5 processors, you get 5 power supplies, you get all these interconnects. By developing it together and collaborating, you don't need that anymore. Remember the first time we met, you talked about you use less than 50% of the processor. Well, your processor can process everything that needs to be done on the seat. Why do I need a processor? So I think what people don't see, and we've been explaining, is it's the collaboration that gets the efficiency, the better usage, less power draw, less size, less material. So that's where I get back to my sustainability. This is how you get sustainable flight.
One of the things I've been so impressed with is the 2 distinct teams coming together and collaborating as one business here. It's been unbelievable. You know, I've seen this happen in programs before, but in a development phase, I think it speaks a lot to the vision that we were able to put to the teams and the output that they did. What have you heard from the teams? What did they talk about when they talked about the collaboration and the integration?
Yeah, so being super transparent, even for your podcasters, do you know, all of our companies have had different interactions with each other in the past. Some have been good, some have been bad, and you know, if you're in this industry long enough, you see it all. So, of course, going into this, the team's initial reaction was like, we don't do close collaborations like this. This isn't what we do. But I think once we explained to the team what we were trying to achieve, and I think the important thing was we are aligned in what we're trying to achieve. This is about driving the experience for the customer, but in an effective and efficient way. So we were satisfying our needs for customer experience, for collaborating, efficiency, sustainability. And I think once the team could see, all right, we're going to come at this slightly different ways, but you know what, that's what D&I is all about. It's about diverse inclusion, thinking differently, approaching things differently. And you've got different expertise, you've got different experiences, you're being asked for different things. You start collaborating and putting all that together, you get a better answer. And I think even some of the team were doubters, and then they saw the product and were like, okay.
I think we have the same experience. We've worked together in the past. We've done some great things in the past. This feels kind of out there.
Yeah.
Are we pushing the boundary too much? The feedback we've had from the show is resoundingly positive. And one of the things I found interesting about the show, walking around a bit, and I've not been able to do it very much, but the feedback we've gotten from people is there isn't a lot of innovation out there. But where they are seeing it, they're seeing the big leaders doing it, the Collinses of this world, Panasonics of this world, these materials, this digital experience. And that's where I've been pretty pleased about what we've seen. Do you think we're going to see more in the future?
I think it's completely inevitable. You look outside of the aircraft industry, things are moving at an incredible rate. And I mean, hey, I want to be inclusive. This is not just about the Gen Zs. I can't say Gen Z, it's Gen Z. Because it is the Zers. But I do look at my kids and I think, what do my kids want? What are they going to ask for? But then I reflect on what you and I want and what our parents might want. And I think the thing is, you need it to be customizable. So you need to be able to tailor for a person who just wants to turn it on and do the basics, or someone who wants to be utterly plugged in and involved. And I think that expectation is more than an expectation, it's an outright demand. I think about the way my children work. I mean, quite literally sat watching my daughter do her homework last Sunday. She's got her school laptop out working. She's got her iPad watching a film. She's got her phone. She's tweeting with her friends. She's also building some Lego, eating some food. I mean, it's amazing to watch. I mean, my son is normally just sleeping, but that's how they work. And she will demand that of us. Now, also, my parents want to get on the plane and turn on a film, probably Poirot, and watch it. And that's it. But we've got to service all the customers. So I think we have to move it forward because they're going to demand we move it forward. They get it everywhere else in their life. Why wouldn't they get it in an aircraft?
I completely agree. Ed, thank you so much for your time. It's been a wonderful collaboration. I dare say
it is a wonderful collaboration.
It is a wonderful collaboration. You're
right. Present.
And I would dare say we've stolen the show together. And here's to AIX 24 and 25.
You realise this is water, right?
Is it?
So it's not vodka.
Oh, how depressing. Thanks very much, Ed. And thanks to all our viewers. Please like, comment, and subscribe at your podcast provider of choice. And we will see you at the next exciting episode of Beyond Entertainment.